I'm trying to live stream on YouTube. I'm talking from India. It's more like I'm going through difficulty with life. So I've been thinking about what's stopping me from uh, making friends, and I thought, why not live stream on YouTube? Just talk. I don't know how safe it is because I really am not so good with the internet. I don't know if I can say that, but yeah. So just simple things, maybe mostly. I'm thinking about spirituality or psychiatry has been on my mind. It's all wrong in India. People are taking advantage of bad medical systems. It's not safe. I don't even feel safe to be in a good hospital. But I was recently in a home, and I also want to talk about schizophrenia, borderline personality. I love Eckhart Tolle, so I knew him even before I got diagnosed with any of this. But I'm normal. I don't understand why I got diagnosed with these. You see me, and I mean, the way India works is very different. And I'm a South Indian. And even a simple chant seems to keep the mind at, a very strong status. So, I mean, if not for the trauma caused by all the science, medical sciences, I think, Indian population is so high, evidently because, we function naturally. We don't have the need to depend on medicines. So I don't know. I mean, I met someone who was into life sciences. I don't even know what life sciences is. I mean, if someone can talk about these things, I learn fast. So I thought, live streaming and bringing people together will help me learn things. Because, I mean, what's YouTube for? I mean, it has to be used. So, I'm not so good at conducting anything, but we'll see how it goes. If it works. Yeah. I think, I have nothing to introduce myself about except that I have an educational background, but none to boast about. I didn't do so well with it, but I did pass out of communication studies. So, yeah, ultimately, that's also on my mind. But nowadays, I'm just listening to uh, Mani Padme Hum, and Om Mani Padme Hum keeps my day going. And some of Louis Hay's affirmations, thanks to an aunt. My parents have stopped talking to me. I've been violent because they diagnosed me with borderline. I mean, um I took it as an offense. I was fine, and they just dragged me to this psychiatric facility, and I think psychiatry is something that developed during the wars, right? People wanted to you know keep people hostage, and they just developed these medicines to kind of drug people and hold them in hostile spaces, right? That's how, logically, that's how psychiatry could have developed. And it's futile to think that it has any benefits for the human lives. Eh, oh, please, I don't want to know the chemistry of my brain. Of course, I have studied science, but, you know, most of the education that goes with humans are really not so Indian. I don't think, we belong to the Vedic world, and yeah, that's another topic. I want to understand the Vedas. I have to search for these, you know, live streams, if at all anyone really holds them. I want to learn more about the Vedas. And I feel very scared of death and the futile ways of humans, and I'm beginning to listen to animals a lot, and I've lost a few animals. I'm also mourning the death of my own pets that I could not take care of, and each of them just uh, sort of were killed. Um, that's what we do. That's what I've understood of animal love. We just I basically am not uh, clean in my conscience. That's what happened because of all the psychiatry that I was forced into. I couldn't handle the diagnosis. Um, but I was fine for 30 years. I don't understand how someone can just say random things about the mind and, just describe a person's life as this or that. I mean, how How pointless is that? I mean, my whole life was, difficult. And on top of that, at the age of 30, I get into such meaningless, pointless trouble. And I've lost my whole family now. Um they are afraid of me. So for the simple reason that I have been very violent. So, uh, so I'm probably going to also have a need to talk to Tamil people and Kannada people. Those are my languages, and um, I hope I don't get mocked at. I'm sure I don't know anything. I just want to learn. I mean, if you have any suggestions where I can find topics of um, interest and in these lines, and I can also participate in some way. I don't know, I'm still looking, but I make crazy videos when I'm a little upset, so I'm trying to stay clean. Uh, how to deal with loss is something that's how to deal with I just heard that I heard one of those couples who've recovered from schizophrenia talk about how people with schizophrenia are not guilty, but they are perpetrators. Is that the word? I'm not sure. So it's not like, I'm a criminal, but I've been, pushed to that, you know, condition. So, everything pushes me there. The insensitivity in people, the judgmental brains that people have, the lack of kindness, the lack of balance, you know, everything has pushed me to a mad state. Uh, but I'm doing well without medicines. It was just 1.5 months of, torture of a diagnosis, and I got out of there with great difficulty. And I'm just afraid of death. I'm afraid of how people are being treated on earth. And, you know, I'm trying to look for people now, but on what basis, right? We're all trying to get together, but we need tools to do so. Our minds, we just have to, have some sort of, I don't want to call it objective. It's not objective. There's both, right? I don't understand these words. Anyway, I just came across them in a very bad manner. So, um, I don't want, I'm for non duality. So, even having discussions on dual words or ideas seem very difficult right now. I've taken a beating in my brain. I've had to escape a facility and beg my guardian to sort of give me the space that I am in right now to live in. And luckily, I have a connection to the world. So, anyway, so I hope I can upload this. I'm gonna talk about things, yeah, slowly.